I mean, nobody actually wants to hire a lawyer. Let's be honest, right? If they could find any other solution to their problem, they would probably take it. So you have to find a lawyer. And when you have to find a lawyer, you're handling a big, hairy, scary problem, whether it's buying a house or a divorce, or even in corporate world. When I was in corporate, your career's on the line. So what the lawyer marketing does, this like, look at my success rate, look at my facts. It ignores the human. And the human, even if they don't want to admit it, is scared and they want to be heard. And so the more, it's not just, it is the why, it's also how you connect so that when that person comes to you, they feel heard. One of the ways I coach some of my clients who are litigators, who are very much, this is the way you do things, is actually kind of improving the emotional intelligence you need to connect with a client. Because the fact that the client can speak for 10 seconds and you can know the answer doesn't mean you're going to get the client if they don't believe they've been heard. And that is such a soft skill that's not taught, that it's almost like magic when somebody can become aware enough of their own habits and have some strategies to just do things a little bit differently. Nick, it's why I love working with lawyers, because we've got all the skills necessary. They're just kind of locked in these contexts and compartments. But when we can bust those open, they're like, oh, you mean I need to connect with that client like I would try to connect with a juror? Yes, try that. And it works. So that's what makes it so fun. And there's such potential. I would work with another litigator. He said, well, I only know how to be a litigator, back when I was doing career coaching. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude. You know how to solve problems. You know how to persuade people. You know how to analyze. You know how to write. You know how. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess I do. It's like taking the Lego blocks apart and putting them together in a different way. So the problem with marketing and lawyers, they're just so focused on themselves and competing with other people that they're not as focused as they need to be on their own people, on the problems they solve, and their own unique voice in the world and their own value proposition. I mean, you talked about lawyer marketing. There's who knows how many people out there in the world who are trying to help lawyers with marketing in all different shapes and sizes. They're not my competition, because I bring my own unique perspective and our tools and skill sets. And if I'm a fit for people, that's great. There's plenty of work to go around. And especially when you reach for a trainer or a coach or a guide, you have to have that personal connection. I look forward to my clients. I won't just take anybody that walks in the door, virtual door, I guess, because I don't have an actual door. Mm-hmm. There has to be that connection. And as a marketing guy, that's what you're trying to create in marketing, right?
I think you're 100% right. And I don't know why I'm thinking about weightlifting today, but I had the same experience with I had a coach, obviously, because I think if I didn't, I think if I didn't have a coach, I wouldn't be able to walk. And I say that because I would have broken my knees. And I think I learned a lot from him in that, there has to really be a fit. And he was not at all a wealthy guy at all. I think very few people go into Olympic weightlifting expecting to get rich. And he would turn business away, and I was in my teens when I was hanging out with him. And I never understood that, because I at that point had such a drive and ambition to amass wealth. And I was like, why would he turn that person away? Why is that? It's because they weren't coachable. They weren't listening. They weren't showing up on time. They weren't respecting his time.
They weren't ready.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah. They're damaging equipment, and at that point it becomes a detriment. So, it's all about finding the right fit. And I hear lawyers talk about this too, is, like Andy Stickle talks about this, is he helps lawyers not only get new clients, but find the clients that they want to work with. And there's a difference, you don't just want to work with anybody who comes through the door. You want to help people who, You might relate to their problem, it's for whatever reason.
I talk about it as ideal clients, A-level clients. And sometimes I get this funny look from lawyers, like almost like an ideal client's an oxymoron, like, jumbo shrimp, right? Like it's not even a thing. But Andy's right, and you're right, is that the holy grail is not just more clients, because more clients if they're not the right clients, if they don't pay you, if you're not set up for them, they will kill your practice. So more clients isn't the answer. More of the right clients is the answer. And a right client has to have more than a pulse and a checkbook, right? It has to be somebody that is your person, which is why it's the problem you solve and the people you solve it for. But then instead of clients taking energy from you, you're getting energy by working with the clients. You're doing exactly the work you're meant to do. You're getting paid what you're worth. You can actually look forward to going to the office because you're doing your life's work. I mean, somehow I managed to find that for myself. That causes a problem with work-life balance sometimes, or work-life integration, because I still love what I do. So yeah, it's investing that time so that you're putting people around you, whether they are your coaches, your guide, your associate, your employees, your clients, who are not sucking the energy out of you. And yeah, because the law is exhausting anyway, right? You can work for a great client and go through the end of the day and be exhausted. But wouldn't you rather work with people who you feel good about and who feel good about you? Because that's not what we taught lawyers. I mean, we're not even allowed to say you're a specialist, for goodness sake. So we got to dance around these rules that are there, but there's a way to do it.